I think you could dim the light closest to the door. It helps with the contrast. All right, ready when you are.
All right, I'm Caleb.
And I'm Nick.
And we're talking about lakeside dining, and our motto is higher quality and less complexity. So just to start things off, our audience is all of the Elon Dining employees and staff. And just to give a snapshot of this, there's definitely some familiar faces on the screen. In the middle is their general manager, and then this is their pastry chef, and the far bottom right is their head chef, and so many other people. And yes, we're only talking about Lakeside, but especially when it comes to changing food items and stuff like that, there's plenty of different voices that are involved, and different people all throughout the on dining. So Nick's going to talk about our recommendation.
Our recommendation is to make it higher quality but more simple, like almost like chicken nuggets and like hot dogs, like stuff we would have in middle school, because I'm sure like we'd be more happy with that than like not to bash this, and because I'm trying to stay political and not be negative, but I mean it's better than like blackened tilapia. I mean I don't eat seafood, and I just things should be simpler and more elementary than what they are now.
And just to give a few personal insights, Nick's going to touch on some of his insights, but my roommate last year got food poisoning from Lakeside, and a few of my other friends did as well. And not just to harp on that, but I've heard personally a lot of unsatisfactory comments about it. So basically, we just want to see some change.
And so what happened to me actually in the beginning of this year, I like for 3 weeks my stomach was killing me. Like I had to like curl up in a ball, full on fetal position. And turns out like I had like a couple ulcers in my like stomach, and that was like in part from eating at Lakeside like 4 times a day while I was gaining like 40 pounds. It was my choice. Like I didn't mean to just get fat, but and then I had to go to the hospital, get an MRI, and some other unpleasant things followed that I probably shouldn't say when I'm up here. But yeah, so that's my story with Lakeside. That was over the course of 4 months, I put on like 50 pounds. Good weight, sort of. And I got ulcers. And so that kind of like that rounds in with like student health and well-being, because I mean we all want to be happy and healthy, and if the food isn't doing it or making us happy, then it obviously needs to change, because there's days where I look at the menu and I just really am not looking forward to going to Lakeside that day.
So yes, Elon Dining's primary concern is students' health and well-being. They also have many different concerns, the next being their equipment needs. So when it comes to decisions, and especially change, they want to make sure they can have kitchen space for it, they have enough equipment, do they need new equipment, do they need more supplies. And addressing this concern to them, when introducing new food items and new meals, they're merely just replacing old ones, and the same kitchen space and equipment can be used. The only change would be the ingredients. And then next, regarding their concern for staffing, kind of similar to equipment, they have a limited amount of staff, as shown from the familiar faces on the audience slide. And similarly, they can use the same exact staff, but if they were to need more staff, they could get employees from the local community, which is something that Elon and the Elon Dining community strives to do. And then, yes, that could introduce some more costs, but that's going to be justified as Nick's will.
And Caleb and I like discussed a lot last night. We were working on our presentation for like 3 hours, and like this was one of the most important topics that we came across, because I mean money. I mean every place wants to make money, so there was like a couple of different aspects to it. I mean, if the food's more enjoyable, there'll be less food waste. There'll be people would be more inclined to finish their food, and the retention of the meal plans, like all access and stuff past freshman year, will be a lot higher if people, because Lakeside is like the flagship dining hall. I mean, this is where all the freshmen eat from historic and so like it would be nice if they revamped their menu and their different choices and stuff, because it would bring in more money for Elon. I know that like if their food was better and people liked eating there, that more people would be inclined to get all access instead of 300 blocks. So I mean, a lot of things about money, and if the food's better, it'll make more money. People will be happier.
So what's next? So as you can see, this is a picture of Lakeside, and so what we would do further is to continue to appeal to Elon Dining and some sort of advocacy and maybe polling students to see what meals they would like to remove and what meals they would like to add. Whether that's the actual less complexity food, or if they want to keep the complex, diverse food choices or not.
And I mean, they do a good job of this. They put up the feedback board, I don't know how long ago, I think it was beginning of this year, maybe. But at least they put it up, and they're trying, so.
And that's it, thank you.
So, did you guys talk about what help or support you need to implement your proposal?
That was kind of the what's next slide.
Could you go back to that so we could take a look?
We want to just talk about it. So basically, we would continue by polling students and seeing what they would like to add and what they would like to remove. That would be what we would do next. And then
Okay.
we would then take that information to you and dining.
Okay. Other questions? What other questions do we have? Let's have at least 2 or 3.
What type of food, like, would be improved?
Personally, I don't have any problem with like diverse food. I love how they appeal to like the different international like regions, like as you see over here in that section. I think that kind of comes down to the polling. Like various foods could be changed, and I think it comes down to, it doesn't matter what food they offer, it's more the high qualityness, like better quality food.
So is this like more of a menu change, or is this like a catering change?
It's a menu and catering change. I mean, because at the international station, they could take the week where we travel to Kazakhstan and put it into a different type of like chicken nuggets or chicken breast that's good, and it doesn't taste like paper. It's like, instead of herbed orange chicken, it could be chicken breast and be higher quality instead of wasting money on the sauce and the seasoning.
One more question.
I'd say like, I feel like everyone agrees like sometimes you go there and like they have like the self-serve out, like you get like rice or something, it'll be like really dry. Like, I think that you guys could have like any recommendations on like how they care for the food too, to make like, that might be part of the quality, like having it like not sit out for like hours when like not many people are coming through or something. It's like, oh, like if they could somehow take better care of the food, keep it like more fresh, that might be a good idea.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I've seen something be out at lunch and the same thing be out at dinner. And that, once again, comes down to cost because people aren't eating it, so it isn't disappearing, so they have to reuse it. So better food will lead to less waste.
Any other questions? Great, thanks, gentlemen. Okay, so our next up are